First, I was listening to our other podcasts through Spotify. You can go check us out on Spotify now. Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcasts.
Let's go.
At In Our House Podcast. But I realized that my voice compared to everybody else sounds like this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I either need to speak up, or in DaVinci, I need to like put up my audio a little higher or louder so like I can be heard.
Well, which episode are you talking about? Are you talking about the most recent one that went up?
I was talking about the one with Ben.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the audios were good on that one, huh?
Yeah. Well, towards the end, we ended up doing the one mic thing with me.
Oh,
and you.
because his went out.
Yeah, but like in the beginning, like when you and Ben sounded perfectly clear, but
Yeah.
then mine was like super quiet.
Okay.
That's just because of how I talk, though. But we're actually gonna start off with one of the questions that don't look at me, bro. Dang.
Bro, I have my glasses off. I can't see. It's all
you're
blurry.
right. You're right.
It's all blurry.
We're gonna start off with one of the questions that you guys asked us. Because there's two, but this one's kind of funny. So, the question is, do you always fall in showers?
No, I've never fell in a shower.
You've never fallen in a shower?
I've been close to falling in a shower, but I've never like fell, I don't think.
Do you want to guess who asked this?
Can I get a clue? Because I feel like I have a...
It's somebody that's asked questions before.
Is it Caesar?
No, he hasn't asked any questions.
Yes, he has. Well, on mine he has.
Oh, he has actually. No, it wasn't him.
Is it Victor?
No, it's a girl.
Gabby?
Yeah. Hey, you want to know why she asked him?
Did you fall in the shower? When?
Last night, bro.
Here? When? Bro, I didn't hear you.
I busted my shit, man.
Bro, that's dangerous. You could literally die.
Yeah.
Well, but careful, man.
But what's funny...
You want me to buy you like a grip mat or something?
What's funny is that every single new apartment that I go to, every single shower, I've fallen.
So you've fallen starting at Oakbrook?
Yeah.
So Oakbrook...
Like one of the first few showers that I take, I slip and fucking fall.
So that's like 4 or 5 times you've fallen within the past 2 years.
Within the past 2 years. But I've luckily haven't hit my head or anything. But yesterday when I fell, I got home late from work. It was like, well, when I showered, it was like 11 o'clock because I had gotten home in 8. And then I went to go shower. My dumbass locked the door. I should have probably left it unlocked just in case like something did happen. Gabby could like run in there.
Yeah, if not, she would have woke me up and I would have busted the door open.
Yeah, brother, there would have been water overflowing everywhere or something.
Yeah.
But I went to go shower and I was like chilling, and then I went to like turn around and then I fucking slipped and I hit my leg somewhere. It's like a little like I started bleeding from there. And then when I went to get up again, I fucking slipped again. But that was like a halfway slip. I was already getting up. And then I was just laying there on my back with my feet up. I'm like, damn.
Bro, you gotta watch out. People die from that.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty funny.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, that's why Gabby asked it. Because, well, God didn't know because I told her this morning. But that shit was fucking...
I've slipped a couple times, but I always catch myself. Like, I never get really far down. I always catch myself beforehand.
Yeah, I straight up fell.
Dang.
I wasn't ready for it because I was falling and I was like, oh shit. Like my mind's like, oh, I'm falling. But then I'm like, oh wait, I'm actually falling because I thought I was gonna like catch myself. And I tried to, but like my hand slipped on the wall.
Oh yeah.
And so like I hit my leg and I'm like, damn, I literally fell in. And it was loud. I am surprised you guys didn't wake up.
No, dude. Well, me, I'm a heavy sleeper, especially I've been like really tired the past couple months. And then Gaiden's on sleep pills. So
that makes sense.
Once she's out, she's out. Unless it's to pee or she's dying of thirst. That's one time she gets up throughout the night.
Yeah, but I busted my shit last night, dude.
Nice.
But I'm okay. If you guys are worried about me, I'm okay. Don't worry. Yeah, but before well, if you guys, a little fun fact, Gabby and I are currently living with Pablo and Karen right now. That's why the room right now, it's funny because you guys don't see it, but well, you probably see it from the different other camera angles, but it's like a complete mess because all of our shit is in here.
But it's funny because in the other episodes, it looks more like a mess.
Yeah.
Because in the back, there's like the chairs and the table. And
at one point, I think there was a bed on the side or something. Well, we used the bed once to cover up the light. Remember?
Yeah.
And I just realized that this light is on.
It's okay. It doesn't make any difference on the video, I don't think.
But yeah, we moved into here, and then we have our apartment November 6th. And before we started the podcast, we were eating, and we were talking about, what were we talking about?
Oh no, what were we talking about?
What are you looking at?
Oh, never mind. Your leg on the camera, it looked like a orange like flame. So I thought the camera was heating up.
Oh.
But it's just your leg.
You thought the camera was like, say,
yeah, or
showing...
something. Sorry, I have I have this with the other camera I had. It when it constantly overheated up. For whatever reason, I don't trust this one.
You got PTSD
A little bit, but knowing that one is solid. Like we'll record like an hour and some change, and afterwards it's just like a little warm.
That's nice. Yeah, I remember. I think last episode, you let me feel it, and it was like literally just warm.
Yeah, but we were talking about I don't know if you want to say about your editing stuff.
Oh yeah,
and who you're editing
cool
for.
Talking about it. Shout out if you guys are watching this. Shout out you guys. The pregame podcast.
Yeah, shout out.
I
watched, so like I followed them, right, and I just like looked through their stuff, and dude, they're hilarious.
Yeah.
And as I was watching it, I could tell it was you because of the style you edit. The how you do it, I can tell it's you. And so when you did it, I was okay, and I liked it, and I always look at the likes to just see how much they got, and I saw 2,000 likes, and I'm like, okay, 2,000 likes, that's a lot.
You immediately start thinking about like, okay, how many views is it?
Yeah, I was like, it's got to have at least like 40 to 50K for 2,000 likes. I'm like, it's going to be roughly that much. And I opened it up, and it said, when I looked at it at school, it was 74K. And when I showed you earlier, about an hour or so ago, when we were having dinner, it was 77K.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy because when they first uploaded it today, I think I saw it like at 1,000. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, they got at least 1,000. Because, like, every time somebody uploads a video that I edited for them, I always, like, check and look at it. Like, just keep oh, please, come on.
Well, I've been looking, and some people have, like, 161,000 followers. And, like in the hundreds of thousands of followers. But some of the reels they'll get, like, what we get. Like 2,000-3,000.
Yeah.
And they'll have that one reel that pops off. But then the other ones are pretty much the same thing, just like a little different thing, like a little bit like edited a little differently or whatever, but pretty much the same structure, and they get not even close to the same amount of views.
Yeah. See, now what you should do, you should hit them up and be like, hey, I can edit 5 free, and shout out to Ben. He told me this like little like deal that you can do. So I can edit 5 free reels for you. If you like it after that, like, just let me know, and like they're allowed to like post the reels to see how they do and stuff.
Yeah.
And then after those 5 reels, if they like it and come back to you, you're like, okay, like, here's my price. Like, if you want to work with me, we can work this out.
Nice. Well, I want to buy a camera case, like a carrying bag.
Yeah.
Because like I have the camera, I bought all the stuff for it, and like I'm using it, and I'm like getting to learn the camera to where I feel comfortable, más o menos. Like, okay, I'm like, Now I know what things mean on the camera, you know? Mm-hmm. Now I have to put it to the test. So I'm like, all right, let me buy a carrying case and just carry it with me wherever I go.
Yeah.
And then I can just like, oh, that looks cool. Just pop it open, take a quick pic. And then I got to get Photoshop and do that.
Have you looked at any specific cases that you want?
No, not yet. No. I know there's a couple that I saved just from like scrolling Instagram and stuff like that, like product placements that... Because I talked about it, I swear I just thought about it, and then I started getting
recommendations.
Yeah, on Instagram, like ads for it, and I was like, I swear I never said this out loud.
Dude, Instagram's linked to your brain or something. I swear.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest.
Because it happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was going back to the reels thing. I was at Ben's today because every Tuesday I meet him up at his shop to film his reels.
Yeah.
And just like talk about like what the heck's going on and like what we're doing to eventually get to where we want to be. And he sat down with me and he's like, dude, okay, what's it going to take for you to quit your job now and then go full-time reels? And I told him a price at the end of the month, like a monthly price. And then like he literally pulled out a paper, put my name on top of it. He's like, all right, this is what we're going to do. Or, like, this is what you can do. So one, I had a Twitter account before, but I wasn't really active on it. So I made a new Twitter account, and the guy that he goes, the guy that mentors him, Zach, told him that Twitter. Well, I think regardless, like without even knowing Zach, I knew Twitter was already like a big platform to like socialize and like communicate.
Yeah.
Or even just like be you and like show who you are. So I'm gonna start posting on Twitter. Hopefully I can get some followers on there and like just my life stuff, editing tips and tricks. Every once in a while, my YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start doing that with Twitter, and then I'm also like how I just explained a bit ago. I'm gonna start reaching out to people about like reels and be like, hey, I can edit five free reels for you. You can post them, do whatever you want with them, and if you like them, like get back to me, and then we could like negotiate a price.
Nice.
So, and hopefully that goes well enough to where I can leave the job that I'm at now and I can do editing full time.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm
dude.
I'm at a pretty decent spot right now, editing wise.
Yeah.
So I just need a. I just fucking said it. Who cares? Well,
I mean,
I think they kind of already know, right? Where I work.
I mean, it's not like you've brought it up almost every episode.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to say, you don't have to say it. But you have brought it up like almost every episode.
Yeah. Well, because I'm almost to the point to where going to work is like, crap, like I could actually be editing right now and like making a little more money than what I would be making if I worked the 4-hour shift today.
Do you still edit for that one lady that you started off with?
Yeah, but it's not as consistent as it was before, just because she has stuff going on as far as like vacations, and she isn't posting as much as she was before. But she actually messaged me last Thursday when we began packing to move out. She messaged me on Upwork and she's like, hey, like, are you available to do this project for me? And I'm like, yeah, I can do it. And I need to get that done by this weekend. And so like, we're at a point to where I'm occasionally editing like reels and videos for her, but mainly she contacts me for like bigger projects.
Nice.
That take like bigger amounts of time and like a little more detail.
Right.
So for her specifically, that's what I'm doing with that. And then I edit Ben's videos, now the pregame podcast. Yes. Shout out you guys. They're fucking hilarious, dude. And then I edit like our podcast reels every once in a while. And yeah, I think that's all I do so far. Yeah, and then when I was talking to Ben earlier today, he made me realize that because I'm still, I would say I'm in, I wouldn't call myself necessarily an expert at editing, because I don't feel like I'm ever going to be necessarily as like expert, because there's always going to be something to learn. Obviously, you could reach expert level and then still keep learning. Yeah. But I'm definitely not a beginner anymore at editing.
I would put you as intermediate. Yeah. Like creeping into the intermediate. Because like with editing, there's so much you go into it, you know? Because like to call yourself an expert, I feel like you have to know so many different styles of editing. You know what I mean? Because like the big one is editing to a beat. Like that's hard.
Like, you know, to a music beat?
Yeah. Nah, dude. What other beat?
No, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, a music beat. Especially like, cause I see some of the ones that, like, cause recently I feel like editing, especially for reels, is like, I wouldn't say over the top, cause that sounds negative, but it's very involved. You know what I mean? To where like one reel, like I'm thinking specifically about like a fitness reel, where there's got all these transitions and like these like cuts and it's like very quick. I feel like that one like 15 second clip can take like an hour plus just to edit and make sure that everything looks nice.
Yeah. See, now the backside to that, like, well, I'm going to finish. Let's put a pin into that. Don't even forget about that. I want to finish what I was talking about with Ben, that he made me realize that I actually have like evidence and like a portfolio of like edits that I've done before, so I can actually go out to people and reach out to people and be like, hey, this is what I do. I can help you out, like gain more Instagram followers, because I have like a screenshot of Ben's profile that I took before I started doing reels for him, and then like you could look at it now and see what it's at. So like he made me realize that I'm at the point to where I've edited as a lot of videos to where I can use that as like a portfolio to show other people so they could potentially hire me. Yeah. And then, okay, Now, what we were talking about before?
Honestly, I forgot.
We got one job.
I was trying to hold it in.
Oh yeah,
but I didn't want to like not pay attention to what you were saying.
Yeah. I remember now. So you said like the gym videos, like how long they were taking. I was gonna say like, now how do you price that?
I think it depends. One, the equipment you're using, and two, like, I don't know. I mean, I've never gotten paid. I'm trying to work on getting my first like gig, I guess you could call it, with somebody from work. But I've never edited for a price, so that's where I'm struggling.
Yeah,
because this guy, he's like kind of serious, and well, he is serious. He just doesn't know if he's gonna pull the trigger on the project he wants to do. But I'm trying to convince him to do it because I want the work.
Yeah.
But the price is where I'm kind of struggling at. He gave me a price, and I kind of like half accepted it, half not. Well, all right, we'll talk about it, like, because I told him like, give me like a detailed list of like just like literally how you want me to do it, so that way I know what you want. Like, there's that communication, and then if you want to edit something, you can be like, hey, on this part, instead of doing this, do that, versus just like giving me free reins and giving me an idea. Because then I'm like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, that's probably like the worst part of that somebody can do is like give you the content but tell you to do whatever you want. It's like, but like I don't know if what I want is what you're gonna want. So just tell me what you want. Because
at the end of the day, they're your client, and you have to do what they want. Even if they tell you have full creative control, you're like, okay, but I'm editing it for what I want to see, not necessarily for what you want your content to look like.
Yeah, because you could add like a ton of like face tracking, and they look at it once, they're like, why the heck did you add face tracking? It's like, you told me to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't like face tracking, like, and then that's also why you like keep back and forth with them, be like, hey, do you like, you send them the finished product, be like, is there anything you want me to change? It's nice of them to like actually let you know and be like, hey, yeah, like this actually kind of don't like it. Like, if you mind just changing it, instead of be like, no, it's all right, it looks good. It's like, I would prefer somebody to like tell me to fix something rather than just being like, oh yeah, it's good. And then, because most likely I probably won't hear back from them because they're just going to settle with that video that I sent to them, and they didn't really want to like message me back about like
so with edits. Because like obviously like Ben's been your friend for a long time. So with the guys over at the pregame podcast, like, do you guys is that back and forth there, or do you just give them a product and they just accept it for what it is?
So far, the 2 videos that I've done for them, those 2 videos were trial videos. So it was kind of like my
got it.
Like my, what would you call it? Like my interview to get the job.
Yeah.
So like I submitted that to them. Well, first they sent me their whole podcast. That was like 2 hours long, and then it was nice how they did it. They sent me timestamps of what they wanted edited and be like, we started talking about this then. They didn't tell me like when to stop the reel. They just told me like, it started here, like you do like whatever you think fits best. So I took like a chunk out of what they told me in that timestamp, edited it out, and then I sent it to them. And I sent them one to begin with, and I was a little nervous because when I sent it to them, I didn't get any feedback. They just like, because the way we do it is we share a Google Drive. So they put the podcast on the Google Drive, and then I uploaded the finished product on the Google Drive, and I didn't get any feedback for like I think it was a day. It wasn't that long, but I was freaking out because I really wanted to get the job. And then they're like, they asked me for another one, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like I can do another one. I was willing to do as many as I needed to do to get the job.
Yeah.
And I did another one. Well, they asked me to do another one, in that same text, they're like, we really love the other one. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, like they liked it.
Okay.
So I did the second one, I sent it to them, and then I think like a couple hours later they messaged me saying that they really liked it, and they're like, can we lock you down for this price for this many reels a week? And I'm like, yeah. And then they asked for like payment information, like what we can do about that, and then we settled that, and then now I've got the gig.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was pretty pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did I say it on the podcast? No, it was right before.
What was it?
Like the 2 videos you've gotten for them have gone over 10K.
Oh, that's right. We talked about one of them, the one that was at 74.
Well, 77 when
77?
I last saw before we started the podcast.
And both the videos that I edited for them are like one of their top most viewed videos so far.
Yeah, I scrolled down further and I think they had one that was like 90K.
Yeah, I think that's their top one. I didn't. Well, if they have a one that has more views, I haven't looked that far down. But it was like I think maybe a couple weeks ago that they had that 90K one.
Okay.
But hey, man, if both my reels are above 10K, I think that's pretty good.
I think so, especially with how spotty Instagram can be sometimes.
Yeah, and they've had like big guests on there before. They've had former like WWE people on there, and like they have like some pretty big rappers on there too. I'm not really big into the rap game, so I don't know too many big names.
Even you saying rap game doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right, does it?
No. It sounds like you're trying to sound cool.
Yeah. I'm not really too big into that. Or not that I'm not into it. I just don't listen to it, so I wouldn't know like big artists.
Like who they are, yeah.
Yeah, but Eric is. And did I tell you this? That he actually...
Yeah. You told me, but you can say it for
yeah, so shout out to Eric because he actually listens to their podcast and he's really into like the rap stuff. And he had tagged me in a post that they posted saying that they were looking to expand their team and that they needed a reel editor. And Eric tagged me and I'm like, oh, dude, here's my chance. Like I messaged him and then everything happened and basically the story that I just said. But yeah, I think I really like editing their videos because one, they're funny as fuck.
So while you're editing it, you're laughing at two?
Yeah. And nice. Two, I'm kind of learning about the rap game as I'm editing it.
Oh, right. You get cultured that way.
Because on one of them, the second reel that I edited for them, they talked about Marvin Gaye. And I didn't know who that was. So I had to Google him like 10 times to make sure that was the right person. Because they talked about R&B people. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what R&B is. Like,
oh my God. The pain.
Bro, I hope I don't lose my job because I don't
think it matters.
As long as the reels are good, right?
Yeah, as long as you're getting them views and getting them traction on their page. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, but they had one of the guys had mentioned Marvin Gaye, and I'm like, okay, I need to make sure like I know who that is now. Because if I put up the wrong person, they're gonna be like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah. And I mean, to an extent, I don't really know what I'm talking about. But now that I'm editing for them, I want to do my best to like culture myself so I can edit their videos better to relate to their...
Right. Because if you know what they're talking about, you can add certain edits in. To be specific to that thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Versus just like a plain Jane edit. Like now you know, and maybe you can add like a little something to it to signify that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, to like boost their content more to like what they actually do. Yeah, but agreed. It was such a nerve-wracking past like weekend because moving and then getting that, hoping that I got it, and now that I got it, I'm like, let's go.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude. Right on.
Hell yeah. So what's your next step as far as besides? Well, you had said you were going to try and do a shoot for your coworker, or...
Yeah, well, I think he's doing the shoot himself because he bought the same camera I think that I have right now. Oh, nice. And he's going to do the shoot, and then I want to get all his footage, and I want him to give me like a detailed plan on how he wants it to look because it's his product at the end of the day, And then
you're just putting it together?
Yeah, which I don't doubt I can do a good job at. I think just from purely like the photos that we took at the parking garage at IUPY, and I took some photos of Garden when we went out for a walk one day, and like if we'll go out to take out Otis at a certain time of night or a certain time of whatever, I'll take the camera with me, and I'll just like snap some photos of her or like Otis or something, just kind of get some practice. But I think I really enjoy the photography side of stuff. At least as a hobby for now. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm going to wait till next paycheck, which I think today's what? Oh, it should be like this weekend, actually.
Yeah, today's Tuesday.
Yeah. To budget out. And then I recently switched phone plans, and it's like so much cheaper now.
Yeah, Kaiden told me how much cheaper it was.
So hopefully with that little extra money that we're saving, I can put it into a like Adobe subscription for the Adobe Creative Cloud. And use it from there.
It's really nice.
From school you can get it for free.
For free? I thought it was at a discounted rate.
No, you can get it for free. And I tried it. But you have to have like some kind of account username with the school to be able to access it.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask, but I'm pretty sure the only way you can do that is if you have like an actual purpose. I don't think they just give it out to give it out.
I think
you have to be enrolled in a certain class that uses it.
I was enrolled in one class that allowed us to use, I think it was Adobe Photos. So any photo that was on Adobe, if we were signed into our IUPUI account, we could just license it, and it was licensed through IUPUI, and then we were free to use it through that account.
Oh.
So I think you just have to be enrolled in a specific class that has that need.
Which I'm not. So, but anyway, with the discounted price for students, it's pretty good. So I just have to go and get that. I don't know if I use Premiere, but I want to learn Photoshop. And then Lightroom is kind of the big one.
Lightroom is nice.
Yeah. I feel like Photoshop is like Photoshop is like the granddaddy of everything. And then under that is like Lightroom or like the other stuff. And like Lightroom I think is easier to get a grasp of than Photoshop. So I really want to get on that and start using it because on my phone I have like ideas of what I want to do, but because I don't have the full version of Lightroom, I can only do like simple like photo edits. Mm-hmm. But even then I want to like just learn about that. So I have some photos that I want to edit. If everything works well, I mean, I don't see why not. But by this weekend I should have it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it that same subscription that I got?
I think so. The student one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the same one.
Yeah, because Photoshop is like that's a monster to learn. Not necessarily, it's a monster to learn.
I mean, I got GIMP. And it's like the same thing. It literally is the same thing. Just one's free, one's not. And one has a dedicated team to be able to like update and constantly keep like the workflow smooth. And the other one is completely people who just love photo editing and stuff, but don't want to pay for Photoshop.
Yeah.
So then they do that on their free time. So sometimes it could take months for something to update. You know what I mean? Versus it getting it like that.
Yeah, I took one look at GIMP, dude, and I was like, oh man, I don't know about this one.
But it's almost the same interface as Photoshop.
It's literally the same. I looked at Photoshop, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, but I already paid for it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. One thing I need to learn is how to get my ideas up here that I see in my brain physically out. You know, whether it be like through editing, like photo stuff. Well, photos I feel like I can do pretty good, but like drawing or like coming up with something, like I feel like it's in my head. I just don't know how to translate it out of me.
So like let's use editing. Like what exactly? Try to give it. Can you give us an example? Like what exactly you would like is stuck in your head that you don't know how to portray it through editing?
Well, I feel like recently it's been more through like photos.
Okay.
Cause like you can get
like photo editing.
Yeah, cause you can get like let's say you and then you're standing like in like the nighttime at a city, you know, and you can get the photo of you sharp and the background already blurred out. Yeah. Through the camera, you just have to fuck with like the f-stop and like some of the settings, but actually putting that into use is where I'm having issues. Because like conceptually I understand it, but I just haven't had enough practice to be able to translate it. You know what I mean?
So you're just missing out on some practice.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, that just literally just takes me going out and doing it, which I do, just not as much as I necessarily would like to, just because of other commitments like fucking school.
Fucking school.
Yeah, but
I mean, it seems like you're doing pretty well in school.
Not this semester, bro.
You don't think so?
The past semesters, yeah.
Bro, you got a 3.8 GPA. Shut the fuck up.
3.87.
Okay,
almost 3.9.
Round it up to 3.9 then.
Yeah. But that's because the previous semesters haven't been too hard. This semester isn't necessarily that hard either. It's just, I have a lot of classes that I'm taking, and they're all really involved. In the past, like I would have 5 classes. 3 of them I would need to like focus pretty hard on, and the other 2 I could just like bullshit. Yeah. And I got A's on both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I've got 2 classes. Well, actually, all the classes pretty much that I'm taking right now are pretty heavy loaded, just because one class I have to create like a business plan, and there was you had the option of doing it with partners or by yourself. I chose to do it by myself.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're so antisocial, bro.
Well, no, it's not really that, because I talk to a lot of people at school, but I don't really like relying on everybody else. I've had really bad experiences with group projects where there's people that don't do things, or like communication isn't there, and then like the project. I'm the type of person that wants to know every little aspect about the project, so I don't. If I'm asking somebody if they did something and they're like, oh, like I'm gonna do it in the next couple of days, I got a busy weekend, I understand that. But when that happens like 5 times in a row or like 3 times in a row, like, come on, dude. And
it just doesn't get done. Yeah, and when it does get done, it's like a half-assed product.
Yeah, sorry, I'm that guy, guys.
It's all right. I've had good luck with teams so far.
Yeah, that's good, because I had that bad luck, and I'm like, you know what? And it's not all the time; it's just the majority of the time. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna work on it on my own. Well,
because also at school, one big thing that I keep on thinking, all right, cool, I'm in the business program, so I might ask for help from you, Gabs, and just like people to see if I can take headshots of you guys, like professional headshots, because people at school are gonna need them.
Yeah,
I'm in the business school. They're all gonna need a headshot for their fucking LinkedIn profile, you know. So I can take one for them.
It'd be like $10 a headshot. You get 10 people to do it. That's $100.
Yeah, well, I can do the first couple ones for free, and then be like, yo, like, let me like a couple photos, and I'll just give me like $5 or $10 for like, I don't know, like 20 photos or like 10 photos, and I'll edit them, make them look nice, professional, and then give them back to you. And then as I get more busy, my price goes up and up, you know, and hopefully
Yeah, that's the thing I've been kind of struggling with now that I'm actually getting...
Is pricing?
Yeah, pricing. Because there's so many ways to do it. But I think the worst way you could do it, for specifically for video editing, is by the hour. Because...
I watched a video about pricing, and you can do it by the hour, but you have to log your hours.
Well, that's how Upwork does it.
Yeah, or you can do it by like milestones.
Yeah.
Be like, here's this big like 2-month project. Once you get this done, you get a certain percentage of the check. Once you get this done, you get another percentage. Or you can just do it by like projects. So like you may not get paid for the duration of the project for the 3-4 months, running like a huge project. But once you get done with the project, you get that big paycheck. Yeah. You just have to be really good with your money to be able to make it last until you get paid for your next project. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And like for Reels specifically, I don't think, well, I mean, I guess paying by the hour would work, but if you're doing like, unless you have like you and your client have a strict policy about like videos are going to be 20 to 30 seconds long, nothing below, nothing above, then maybe like pricing per video is fair. Like, oh, here's a video, you get this amount.
Because some
like,
videos are worth
more
work.
So like I'm saying fair for like both the client and the editor, because let's say they sent me like a 5-second clip. If I'm doing per like project, that same 5-second clip is going to cost them the same amount as a 50-second clip. So like it's hard to...
Right. So then on your end, you're like, I'm getting screwed over because like this like 10-second clip is way less time than a 50-second clip, but you're getting paid the same.
And then on their end, they're kind of getting screwed over because they're paying the same. They're paying for a 5-second clip, they're paying like this amount, and then for a 50-second clip, or like a 50-second clip, they're paying the same amount. So they'd get their money's worth for the 50-second clip,
but not for the.
But for the 10-second clip, they'd feel like they're overpaying.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky thing. I know Ben had brought it up to me. This one guy, you know who Ryan Pineda is?
No.
So, well, he's a YouTube guy, social media guy. He's been on Graham Stephan's podcast. He does real estate and stuff, and he pays his editor by the second. So, like,
I was just about to say, I'm like, well, the only way you can go about it is by the second.
Yeah, and so, but the only way that works is by the second of how long the finished product is.
Yeah.
So, like, if you finish a video, it's 20 seconds. That's $20. You get $1 for a second. You finish a video that's 10 seconds, that's $10. 60 seconds, that's $60. So like I think that's the most fair way to do it if the client has that kind of money. But like the way me and Ben have been doing it has been working perfectly fine because the videos that we've been doing are about the same amount, the same length as they've all been. And
that works out if you guys are like, all right, every video is going to be between this amount and this amount. So then during that range, it's X amount of money.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not even that like we say it can't be under this, it can't be above that. It's just naturally how he wants it and how he like explains stuff in videos. It naturally comes down to that like that length.
Right. Just like you don't have to do any extra like, oh, it's got to be under this. Yeah, it's just that's just the way it always works out.
Yeah, because if I record or if we record a video and it's like above a minute, he knows that I'm gonna cut that shit down to like 20 seconds because he's told me, he's like, if the video is any longer than like this time, like cut out parts that you think are like just fluff. So like I do that, and then the video is like the length that we talk about, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and from a like 1.5 minute clip. So it's nice to communicate with clients, and it's also nice that they understand that there may be sometimes that like obviously some of the videos I edit for him are shorter than others, but he's still paying for the same videos.
Right.
But we're in a point to where like, I mean, we're friends, but like also like we understand like it's business. Like it's nice to have friends that you could do business with and not,
especially
not get offended.
Especially if you can turn it off and on. You can turn on the business switch to, all right, like it's purely business right now. And then once like that's taken care of and you guys are good, then you turn it off and you're back to like friends. Yeah. Cause like, I feel like generally you talk, it's a different way of talking, you know, even if it's like if you talk similarly, it's a little different. So I think it's nice to be able to like go back and forth.
Yeah. It's really nice. Cause I know, I mean, I have some friends that I've made at the job that I'm at now that if I like start talking business to them, they like start throwing jokes at me. I'm like, all right, like this is fun. Like it's nice to throw some jokes, but like it's nice to have those friends that you can like get down serious and be like, okay, like this is how this is. Like if you want this, like even like when it came down to us talking about like him paying me, I'm just like, when I first thought about it, I'm like, it's gonna be a little awkward. Like he's my friend, but like I'm like, you know what, like.
Nah, I feel like with Ben, he's very like pragmatic. He's very like matter of fact. He's like, this is just what it is. Yeah. You know, he's like, he understands like, oh, this is just like, he's trying to get paid because he knows you, obviously. And he's like, he's trying to get paid to make money. So I'm not going to lowball him. And then you on the other end, you're like, I don't want to highball him. So you guys like come somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. And that's basically how it worked out. Yeah. I went over to his apartment. We sat down. We're like, okay, this is what we want. This is what we want with the videos. And yeah. Nice. And dude, one of his TikTok videos is above 100K views
on TikTok. Yeah. Oh snap!
By the way, I deleted TikTok.
I was gonna say I'm not on TikTok.
You deleted it?
No, it's there, but I try not to get on it.
I had to delete the app.
You spent too much time on it?
Dude, I was literally finding myself, I always talk about this, dude, but I was finding myself like looking for the TikTok app, and I'm like, dude, what the heck is going on with me?
You know, Instagram's trying to become that for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never gotten into Reels, but for whatever reason, recently I've been getting into Reels. I'll just scroll through Reels. That, or dude, if I open TikTok, it's game over. Yeah. That's why I don't get on it. That or Facebook también. They have like their version of whatever they call it, and that gets me.
I think TikTok is way more like toxic. Not toxic, but like back to back in your face. Because like Reels, you see a lot of like, well, personally for the side of Instagram I'm in, I see a bunch of gym stuff and like a bunch of like really dope ass edits. And where at TikTok, all you see is like, oh, this guy is like giving this homeless man money, but it ends in like 3 seconds because he's like, oh, money, cool, yeah, see ya. Something like that. And it's just like,
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like
it's super mind numbing, huh?
Yeah. Dude, and I've literally gotten to the point where like after I've watched TikTok, I sat down, went to edit, and there's one specific moment where I was editing the podcast and I had remembered for Reels, and I had remembered that I wanted to find a specific clip, but as I was looking through the podcast, like every 10 seconds I would forget what that clip was. I'm like, dude, what am I looking for?
Oh.
Yeah, so dude, I was freaking out. I'm like, dude, I'm losing my mind.
Like you're like early onset dementia.
I dead ass was like, dude, I'm like having short term memory loss right now.
Yeah,
so I like stood back, closed my laptop, and I'm like, okay, let's close our eyes for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, that was probably smart.
Yeah. I was like legit worried because I literally couldn't remember dude, it was like 5 times I couldn't remember the clip that I was looking for.
Yeah. You know, sometimes that happens to me too, but like not when I'm scrolling through something. I'll just, in my head, I'll be like, all right, remember this for whatever reason. Or like I'm doing, or like I open, like I open something up, like to do homework, and I flip open my notebook and I'm just like,
what was I doing?
yeah, I'm like, but I know it's here, but it's just hiding.
Like you can't like grab it.
Yeah, the memory is just fucking ducking for me. You know what I mean?
It's that one TikTok.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the one with it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's hard because as us trying to be creators on social media,
you have to consume.
You have to have it, and you have to consume to see what's popping and what's not.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could go the route of like, I'm gonna make the trend, but that's more of like a long-term goal. If you're trying to kind of like stay within like what's popular, you have to look at stuff to see what's popping off.
I think there's levels to it. So like
I agree.
Right now levels. We have to do that, but like in the future we could have a manager do that. Like, oh, he can tell us, or like he or she can tell us what's popping and be like, oh, cool, like we'll do that, and like we'll consume.
Or it's maybe not even that. It's more like at a certain point, we get to the point where we are able to hire on people, like editors and stuff, and then they edit, and we just look at it to like approve it or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. But you know what I just thought of at one point while you were mentioning something? I have a fanny pack.
Oh, for your camera?
Yeah.
That's true.
I have a fanny pack. And it's got one giant pocket that's got like that mesh on it, so it doesn't scratch up. And I mean, I have the lens cap, and I've been the screen. It rotates, so I'll rotate it, and I put the screen against the camera.
Yeah, so it's not scratching the screen.
Yeah, so I can just like plop that in.
Oh, dude, there you go.
Take an extra battery just in case something happens. Because I'll be walking around school, and you know how sometimes like in front of the Taylor Hall where the Mac is, how there's like events that happen there and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, how cool would it be if I could just pop up and be like, hey, I'm learning photography. I'm like, you guys mind if I just take some photos? I'll edit them, and then if I can get your info, I'll send it back to you guys. Let me know how you like.
Dude, that's a great idea.
Dude, I walk around school.
You need to do that.
I know. I walk around school constantly thinking that.
Now, next time you walk around school, do it.
No,
you thought about it so many times. Now, next time, do it.
It's because I remember I had a fanny pack, and I'm very careful with this camera because I truly believe, and I will make it happen. Is that camera is gonna take me out of the job I'm at.
The dumps.
Yeah, like that camera will be the reason. Well, obviously I will be, but that will be like a catalyst, a tool.
Yeah.
To my wealth.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean.
Because I mean, for Ben, I want to go back to what you were talking about here in a second, but for Ben, I show up with and I record with my phone, but we're buddies. He's cool with that. But if I went to somebody else, be like, hey, I record videos. I can record them and edit them. I show up to with a fucking iPhone, or like I walk in with nothing in my hands. Like, oh, where's your camera? Oh, I got it right here. And it's my fucking iPhone. They're gonna be like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah, but I mean, you can get good stuff on the camera, and the thing is, I feel like most people, like Ben's stuff is great. You know, like without a camera like that, it's great. But when you get the camera, now you can do so much more things. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, which is cool. But because like today at school, they had a couple stands up. One of them said, like abortion is illegal. Or something like that, and it was like a pro-life thing, and I was just walked by it, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, like that's kind of wild. And then I was like going to take my test for Fight Night, and like at a certain point, I heard yelling back there. I'm like, I knew it was about time, and it was this like girl just being like, yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what it was about, but then I walked back to go to the once I was like leaving because I parked in the parking lot by the campus center. And somebody, like, they had chalk, and I think it was the people there. that with the abortion sign or the abortion stand, and they had somebody put pussy is powerful, or they would put like weird weird things like that. So I'm like, oh, how cool would it be? And I'm like, just to snap a pic of it, and just like edit it or whatever, and just kind of just, I don't know, put it either on my personal page or make a different page just for my photos and stuff.
Be like Popsy visuals.
No, no, not visuals. Probably Popsy photographs.
Popsy productions.
Yeah,
something like that.
Know.
I think it's a really good
PPP?
idea. Oh, PPP.
Pablo Fox photos.
That's actually good.
Triple P.
Yeah. But I think you have a really good idea there. You just need to. Well, now you have your fanny pack. Now, next time that happens, go up to them.
Yeah.
Or especially if you can get a frat or a sorority, they'd probably be big on social media.
Well, the thing is, there is some there, and the thing is, it's in between classes, so it would only be for I don't know, 10 minutes. You know how many photos you can take in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
It'd be a quick 5-minute thing, just pop. Oh, do this, and I just take pictures as they're doing stuff, and then I'll be like, hey, what's your guys' can I get one of your guys' account or contact info so I can send you the photos once they're done? I'll give them a rough timeline. I'll give me a week or so, and I'll send them to you. And if they like it, and then
you can set something up. Cause
if they like it, be like, hey, we're having a frat thing or whatever. We'd love for you to come take a photo, do a photo shoot or something.
Or even a video thing. You could edit a video for them, make it look nice and smooth.
Yeah. See, and the thing is, it's free. And what are they gonna do if they say no? I'm like, all right, cool. And then I go to these people.
Awesome. I'll just ask somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But because what's been coming up a lot on my Instagram is reels of photographers going downtown or just random places and finding somebody and being like, hey, I really like your outfit. Yes. I'm like, and they'll be like, hey, I like your outfit. I'm a photographer. I'm like, and they'll ask them, can I just take a quick picture? I'm like, I really just constant compliments to them, and it's completely for free, just for me, just for practice. And obviously they only post to people that say yes. Yeah. But I feel like more people would say yes more often than not. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Dude, you could totally do that.
Well,
you have so many good ideas, bro.
Well, I watch people on YouTube, a POV, and they'll strap a GoPro to their fucking forehead, and they'll just go downtown and just take photos. And the way they do it is I'm fascinated. They'll be like, oh, this shot, and they'll be and adjust it in 2 seconds. It'll be and move on. And then oh, this one, and then they know the
the shadings, yeah,
and then they just start boom, 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 adjust again, bam. It's super cool. I think I really like it as a hobby, but I also would obviously, because I had this thought this morning. I'm like, I think at one point, you've made it when you have hobbies that you don't try to monetize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because right now
I had to think about that one.
Yeah. Because right now we're trying to come up, so we're a hobby, somebody can be, oh, I edit videos for fun, and then you're like, oh, now it's literally a source of income for you. Yeah. For me, I'm in my head, as a kid, I've always wanted to be YouTuber. I always wanted to take photos, and I have a podcast, and now I have a camera.
Dude, that's crazy. Because as a kid, I was always into tech stuff. Anything electronic, tech. And ever since I got my laptop, now that I'm editing, I'm like, dude, this is I'm living the dream.
Well, the thing is, I've always been into photos, but in my head, I've never
done something about it
because it was intimidating.
Yeah.
But now that people around me are doing it, and I'm like, oh, cool, and I feel like I could develop my own editing style for photography, and I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I'm gonna try it. Well, I literally am trying it. I just have to get the software to be able to actually edit the photos.
Mm-hmm. You said you probably get that done this weekend. In that case, tomorrow, if you see people there, ask them.
Well, I'm gonna take my camera in the fanny pack, because I have an SD. The SD card's still pretty solid, but I think I'm gonna switch out SD cards and use the one that's in now for the podcast. Mm-hmm. Use one for just purely photos, and then that way I can go around just taking photos. Because I went to CVS to get a flu shot yesterday, and they had a sign at the door, and it said new moms on the door, or on the sign, on one of the pillars on the parking spots, right? So that spot was reserved for a new mom. And then I was driving, and I was like backing up into a parking spot across from it, and I was thinking, oh, that's cool. And then I was by myself, and then I thought, I'm like, what if I was here with my kid? I'm like, I'm not a new mom, but I'm a new dad. I'm like, it's the same thing. I'm just the dad. And then as I went closer, and I actually took a photo. I'll show you, but through on my iPhone. But it said new mom in big bold blue letters, and then somebody wrote with Sharpie or dad underneath.
Yeah.
And then I was, I'm like, that'd be so cool to take a photo of. And I'm like, I don't have my fucking camera, and I'm like, fuck it, and I just took it with my iPhone. So I thought it was cool.
So do you think you want to start a whole new Instagram page with like just you taking photos, or like just of photos that you've taken randomly and just edited, so you could like use as like a portfolio?
Like a social media portfolio type thing? Yeah, I think so. Because I'm going to take my De Cruz's graduation photos for high school.
And then we had talked about you doing birthday photos for me.
For you, yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
When are we doing that?
Shit, you tell me, dude. I mean...
Well, I think we said a date. I don't remember when, though.
Hold on,
we'll figure it out later. But it's nice that you're going to...
I mean, your birthday's on Wednesday. We have fall break on Monday and Tuesday. We can do one of those days.
Oh, yeah. We could probably do Monday. We have, what's his name? Ooh, if he's listening to this, he's going to hate me.
Dick.
Yeah, he's coming on a Monday.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of weird. Be like, all right, bro. The room's kind of...
I mean, look, I'm about to have a kid. I'm like,
or who knows? By then, you probably will have a kid, and we'll have to figure something out.
Fuck it, dude.
I told Gabby, I'm like, are you ready to put on your co-host belt? She's like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, Pablo's about to have a kid.
For a little bit, yeah. Only, hopefully, I don't know for how long. I've been telling everybody at school that I'm taking a week off. Obviously, I can't like actually take it off. I'll have to like go online and like look at the lectures posted and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna travel to class during that week.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I have 3 weeks off from work. Or I might just milk it and just not go to work or school for like 3 weeks.
Then you're gonna get behind as fuck, and you're gonna hate your life, bro.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay. Let's get into the last question that was asked. This one is actually a really good one. I read it already, and so it's by Amelia. Shout out, Gabby's aunt. She's asked a lot of questions actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She asked 2 of them for the 1-year anniversary, and before that, I think she had asked another one. But she's consistent of asking questions on it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So her question is, okay, it's like a scene thing. We both arrive at mom's, and hold up, I told you. I bashed that. I'm sorry, I got a cough.
I was gonna say, it sounded like you were about to get emotional. I was
yeah. Okay, so we both arrive at mom's and both request a different meal. Whose meal does she cook?
Oh. Whose meal does she cook?
Yeah. We both request a different meal.
So she's not gonna make both. She's gonna
what's your answer? There's not a right or wrong answer. It's just whatever you think. What do you think she's gonna do?
She's gonna make my meal.
I think she's gonna make both.
I mean, yeah, but mine would go first.
No, I think mine would.
No,
yeah.
If I told her, if I said, "Hey, mom," I'd be like, "Hey, mom, like, me haces, I don't know, una torta de jamón or something like that." I'm sure she would.
Well, it depends what you're asking for.
I know, but that was just the first thing I could think of.
Yeah, because if I ask for tamales, your torta de jamón is gonna come first.
Oh well, yeah, no duh.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I ask for a torta, and you ask for something similar.
Let's say some. What's some?
Oh, okay, bet. How about I ask for a torta de jamón, and you ask for a torta with that red carne she makes.
Ooh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, they're both right there. Arguably the same amount of work. Like, let's say the meat's already prepped.
The meat's already prepped and made.
Yeah, and all she has to do is like put the ham in, put the veggies, because in the tortas of the carne she makes, it's also just the carne with like tomatoes and like cabbage or whatever other thing she puts in there. I guarantee you, she's making the ham one first.
I don't know, man. Well, I think psychologically she's gonna make the ham one first because it's the cold item, and she doesn't want to make the hot one first, so it doesn't sit out in the cold.
I think you're digging too much. I think it's purely because I think I'm mom's favorite.
All right, man. Whatever you say. I think our other siblings can attest to that. Gabby says I'm mom's favorite. I don't see it, but I think she would make my torta first.
If I'm being honest,
so we would get them.
No, you go ahead.
We would get them at the same time, but behind the scenes, she would probably make yours first because it's cold. Your torta. But like she's gonna plate them at the same time for us.
Okay, me being like, okay, so now like my actual answer, it should make yours first.
Yeah, there you go.
You know why? Because you're a fucking mama's boy.
I get that a lot. I don't know what I do.
Yeah, boy, dude, we'll go home and then mom will like serve you your food on the plate.
Bro, but what do I do?
What I do? I serve my own food.
No, I'm saying like, what do I do that she does that for me?
You let her. That's what you do. Because at one point I stopped, unless like I'm already sitting there and she's already up, then yeah. But like otherwise I'll be in the kitchen and I'll serve my own food and then I'll go sit down. Versus you're already sitting down and mom brings you your food.
Bro, why are you gonna take away mom's desire to serve her own kids?
I don't know. You know, I've heard a lot of back and forth about it. One is what you said. Like, why are you going to take that away from her? But then me, I'm like, well, I mean, I feel like I'm not a kid anymore. I can just serve my own food.
Because the way I think about it, if there's been points where I've served myself. Like, if there's parties and
when
stuff.
Mom's not there.
If mom's not there, I got to serve myself, you know?
Yeah.
But the way I think about it is, like I said, like, it's her house. If she wants to serve us and she's offering, like, and if I go up to serve myself, she tells me to sit down, respectfully, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to be like, hey, like, okay. Like, you want to serve me food, you can serve food. Mm-hmm. And it's nothing like, it's not like misogynistic. It's just like, if you're, and I can't relate because I don't have a kid, but if you're a mom, I feel like you naturally want to serve your kids no matter how old you are. Because I see it a lot in Gabby's grandma too. She serves a lot of her sons and daughters whenever they're over. And like,
it's more to bring her joy. Of like,
yeah, it's more to her bring her joy because like she doesn't see them as often, and when she does, she wants to like, oh, here's the food I made. Like, sit down. Here's a plate.
Yeah, like I'm providing for you guys again, type of thing. Well, you know, now that I'm about to have a kid, I definitely, as I think about it, just as like days get closer and closer, I'm already starting to like understand mom and dad.
Yeah,
on the parent side of things. Because, like, before I could, like, conceptually understand. I'm like, oh, okay, this is why they do that. But that's me having no emotional attachment to that understanding.
Yeah.
And just purely, like, knowing why they're doing things. But now that I have a daughter on the way, I can understand emotionally why they do certain things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, dude. Next episode, you might not be here because you might have a daughter.
I mean, yeah, because this episode comes out 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So here soon, either this one or the next one.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. But, yeah. Well, when she does come on, like, still have guests.
Oh, yeah.
At least for, like, that week that I'm not. Or, like, that. I don't know. You guys are going to be living here close.
Yeah, because
I'm hoping to make it every week.
If for any reason you need to take a little bit more time, I think if you're okay with it, I'm going to still try and book guests and get them on. It might be just me and them talking, but I mean, if that's what it's going to take for the podcast to keep going, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so like
I'm perfectly okay.
If I have to interview a guest by myself, I'm cool with it. I think I could do it. I think I've done this for a decent amount of time to know what questions to ask. And then the first episode comes up and I'm like, what's your name? How you doing?
Do you like chocolate?
How was your drive?
The weather outside is kind of cold now.
It's kind of cold now. Last week it was colder, but now it's like a little cold.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be so awkward. If I do that, you can just kick me out. Just kick me out the podcast.
I've been sometimes like all that small talk kind of like it's so I'm getting over it. Like at work, a lot of people will be like, "Damn, it's getting cold again." Like,
yeah, shut the fuck up. We know it's cold.
Yeah. It's like, oh, last year it didn't get cold till this time, and then Yeah, or like we'll come in and be like, "Damn, can you believe it's like 54 degrees outside?" And I'm like, "No, oh my god, it's not, I can't believe it."
Oh no, it's not like this didn't happen last year.
It's like it won't happen next year. You know what I mean?
Breaking news: it's cold outside in October.
Yeah. As everyone's walking in with sweaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I walk out with shorts and sweater. It cancels out.
Yeah. I always go in shorts and a tank to work on during the winter.
In a tank top?
Yep.
During the winter?
Yep.
Is the warehouse pretty hot?
No.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't have any other shirts, and I don't want to spend money on other shirts. So I already have my tank tops.
Makes sense.
It's purely just from being broke. Or being cheap, I should say.
Yeah.
Because I have the money, I guess, to spend on like $4 or $5 shirts at Walmart. Because that's what happened with the tank tops I have. They're from Walmart. It was $5.
Yeah.
I have the money to do it. You're
just being frugal.
Yeah, because it's $20. That's like 1 month of Adobe.
That is. If you put it that way, yeah.
So when you put it in that sense, I'm like, Adobe has a higher yield of income possibilities.
Instead of shirts.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, that was the last question that we had. All right, so now begins the awkwardness when we're trying to end the episode. Last time we had a solo or just us two episode, we did that handshake thing where I was rewatching that specific part like 10 times and I could not stop laughing.
So awkward.
Yeah.
You should if you still have it, put it up maybe either as a clip or just make it like a quick like 5-second reel of us trying to end an episode.
Because that's a good idea. Us trying to end an episode and it just shows that.
Yeah.
Because literally, we did that, and then I'm like, that's fucking awkward. And then you started cracking up. And I literally watched it, rewatched it 10 times, laughing every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
That could be 10 views.
That probably is 10 views.
I don't know how that works, but.
Yeah. Well, if you watch it on your account that you posted it on, it doesn't count as a view. Let's say I posted it on the In Our House podcast. Check us out on Instagram. If I post it on there. And
we have a clips channel. Check it out.
Yes, we do actually. It's called Inner House Shorts on YouTube. But that's where we're posting our shorts, and then we're actually going to start posting clips on our main page here. And then we're going to be posting clips of past episodes so you guys can see the highlights of the past episodes. But you can also, like I said at the beginning of the episode, you can also find us on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcasts. But with that being said, if you guys haven't already, go down, hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't noticed yet, on laptops, for some reason, the subscribe button is now black. So if you're on a laptop, go hit that black subscribe button.
What?
Yeah. If you're not subscribed to a channel, the subscribe button is black on YouTube.
Instead of red?
Instead of red.
Okay, hold on, let me turn. So I know I'm not subscribed to. Hold on. Trying to find a video that I'm not subscribed to real quick.
But if you're on a phone, that subscribe button is still red, to my knowledge.
No, what? It's red. I'll click on this. Yeah, it's red.
I think that just might because it's on night mode. But I swear, dude, if I can pop up a screenshot, I'll do it. Because I saw the other day I was on it and it was black for some reason. Yeah, but with that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.